to me, means hope. And it means that there's people out there that are willing to sacrifice their time to make somebody else's time better. And I think once we start getting an influx of those kind of people, you'll start to see the attitude of society change and kind of how we treat each other. We're all human beings. We're all here for a purpose. We're all here completely capable to do whatever we want. But let's be respectful of each other, and that's what KTFK is.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to our live web stream, and I am here with Robert, who is going to introduce us to KTFK. For those of you that are familiar, you already know a lot about it, and you are already more than excited to be a part of the group. And for those of you that don't, we hope that you enjoy what you do here. First, what made you identify that this was a need, and what was the need?
I think it was just me not really enjoying where things are going. You can kind of tell as a society that everybody's kind of giving up hope on a lot of things. And there's a lot of people out there that say no hope for humanity, and that was a line that really got me. Also, anybody who's read my page or has ever gone to my webpage, I had kind of a long write-up about why I started KTFK, and it kind of focused around one gentleman's comments to me, and he said that everything in life is, I'm trying to remember how he put it, but he basically said that live while you can because it's only going to get worse. And so I took that personally because we as people still control everything as far as I'm concerned, and the majority really rules. So if we could get a huge following, then maybe we could start changing some things. And so I've built KTFK to be a giant spider web, and unfortunately everyone is flies, and I'm trying to catch everyone. And so a couple projects that we have, and these projects aren't even part of the main KTFK idea when I invented it, but music, gaming, creations is like photography, art of any kind. Music, we have our own record label, but that's not part of KTFK Music. KTFK Music is a project that we set up to give any artist, whatever instrument, whatever genre of music, whatever age, whatever style, just a free place for you to display your art and your creative intellectual property with all of our users and all of our fans, and hopefully as that fan base grows, the demand for people to upload their videos and stuff to KTFK Music. I mean, just imagine if KTFK Music had 2 million subscribers, and Melissa, you uploaded a video, and 2 million people are going to see your video. I mean, it would help you out, and it would help your career, and it would help your musical journey, pretty much. And so that's just, we basically want to just create a bunch of projects to propel people into their dreams and act as a catalyst. Okay,
so first, you keep saying KTFK. Can you tell us what KTFK stands for? What is the abbreviations?
Yeah, KTFK stands for Keep Trying Failure Kid.
Okay, how did that name get developed? And I had another question after that. So first, how did the name get developed?
To be honest, I was actually laying in bed, and I was going through kind of a move and a transition, and things were getting a little rough, and I just keep trying, keep doing it. And then I picked the word failure because that's kind of where I feel like society is going if we don't maybe make changes or have people like us that are out there willing to help and change things. If everybody just continues to pick the downward trend of life, which is the easiest way, then I think that's what this whole civilization could end up being, a failure. So it's a negative buzzword to the older generation, and there's every time I say, people ask me what's that KTFK, oh, keep trying failure kid, and then failure, they seem to not get that. But the reason why I use failure is because I'm depicting what civilization is heading towards, and then kids obviously because you're always a kid.
So kid doesn't mean a certain age that this applies to.
No.
It's to all people?
Yeah, KTFK is it's directed, the main demographic we direct, or at least the people that we have now, are all in between the ages of 18 and anywhere to 40. We do want to start rolling out projects for younger generations because we believe that if the change is going to happen, it's going to have to start with the younger generations and kind of filter up. Most people now are set in their ways and things are really trendy, and so people will jump on a trend, but people aren't willing to go out of their way and follow something brand new, kind of at our age and stuff.
Right.
And so KTFK is an all demographic thing. We want to be there through, you know, all ages, from when a kid's 10 and hopefully we're a long lasting company and we can be there when the kid, you know, is no longer there.
So what exactly does KTFK do for these children or for the 40-year-old? How can they submit what you said earlier was a project? How can they introduce a project? If somebody out there, if they feel like they have an idea, they have a goal, a dream, how do they come forward and say, I have this dream and I want to pursue it? How do they submit that to you guys?
Anybody can submit anything to us at ktfkmail@gmail.com, and then we'll post links and stuff. And then just follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we always answer questions. We always answer messages. We're not, you know, we try to be that company that answers everything personally. We don't have any auto replies. We don't. It's just not personal, and we want to be out there to help the people. That's what our main thing is. Is helping everyone. And so anybody can send us that. But basically, in January of 2015, we were releasing 17 more projects, and they're all service-based. They're all projects that people can get involved with, and they're all projects that will help other people. I mean, even KTFK Music, you know, we have the ability to help multiple artists live that dream. And so I keep going back to this because it's just an example. But even the viewers of KTFK and seeing the new music and seeing the underground stuff that no one's ever heard of, and you never know what you're going to like until you see it. And so just getting that out there, we feel like that's a way to help. And all the other projects that KTFK is going to provide are very similar to KTFK Music.
Okay, so let me interrupt you real quick. Just so that you guys know, can we get the website and all the addresses for
Yes.
points of contact?
Yes, so ktfk.co, not .com. That is the website. We're going to stick with .co. We've thought about switching to .org, but I'm not really a fan of it. I like .co. A lot of my designs have .co now.
Because he's original. So ktfk.co if you want to reach out to them and you have any project ideas.
Yep, and then Facebook is it's KTFK. Apparently KTFK was taken. I don't know how, but it's KTFK. The Twitter is @it's KTFK, and the Instagram is KTFK Pics. And right now we don't really do a lot with the Instagram. I'm kind of running all the social medias a little bit in my spare time, and I rarely use Instagram, so I don't ever.
Okay, but let's not knock Instagram.
But let's not knock Instagram.
We are just saying that he could use a good challenge. So if you're out there and you're an Instagram fan, a good challenge is what he needs. So send that on his way.
Yep. Any ideas you have, send them my way.
Okay. So what kind of projects do you currently have going?
Like I said, music, creations. We have KTFK Design. We're introducing KTFK Apparel. We're going to do a lot with journalism here in a little bit. I'm trying to think, there's one more that I'm forgetting. It's a really big one. I'm drawing a blank on this. So I got music.
So tell us a little bit about the apparel, because I see you're wearing a shirt.
Yes.
And then explain your wristband right here.
Yeah, so this is our idea with the wristband is actually kind of cool. I'll get to that in a second. But our merchandise, ktfk.co, this shirt is the original idea that I had when I first designed KTFK. It is only going to be sold until January 11th. That is my birthday. And
what price range?
$10.
Okay.
Always $10. But we can put this design anywhere on the shirt for $5 extra. There's going to be a drop-down box with 10 options.
And can we pick the colors of different things? You
can. So the shirts that we offer in 10 colors. The inks right now for this shirt is only going to be black because of the grunge. It's where I started with the whole failure thing. But once we start advancing, we will offer multiple colored inks, and that will be a customizable feature. You probably will probably be an additional cost of $1 or $2, just that we can kind of make back our money from the ink. But
and with this shirt, I see that it's a long sleeve and it's a men's shirt. Is there other opportunities to get a different shirt? Is there a female shirt, short sleeves?
There are. Well, with that, you're bringing in the apparel thing. Right now, merchandise is the only thing that we have, and merchandise consists of bandanas, regular T-shirts, and wristbands, and those are the three merchandise things. So the merchandise is to represent the KTFK umbrella as a whole. Now, when we get into KTFK apparel, those designs are going to be. I have over 250 KTFK apparel designs on my computer. They're much more elaborate. They're full body, full screens. I will offer those in multiple colors for sure. But we're also going to get into tank tops and sweatshirts and long sleeves and short sleeves. And we're going to have a magnitude of, a variation of different clothing lines. We're going to get into jeans. We're going to get into hats, stocking caps, scarves. We want to get into yoga pants, shorts, shoes. KTFK apparel will be a big thing down the road. But right now, merchandise is all that we have. And all the merchandise goes to just fund, the projects. And we offer state shirts.
That's actually what I wanted to get to. I heard you tell me earlier about how KTFK merchandise is not just to proceed towards KTFK.
No.
It's towards other people's projects, it's towards the community. So could you tell me more about how it's towards the community?
So the community one, since KTFK is a community organization, all of the grunge shirts cost $10. Out of that $10, there is, the cost for what it takes to make the shirt, the cost for the screen, we find that a variable, and then the cost for the ink. And then after those costs are handled, then we divide the rest of the pie into the projects that are going on. The Colorado shirts or the state shirts, we're going to release multiple states, hopefully all of them eventually. But they're an extra $2, they're $12. And the reason for that is because that extra $2 goes to restoration projects in that state.
So that would be such as...
So right now, Colorado, so the restoration projects.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of community tours that we do. We host a lot of events, and so those will go to if we need money for something instead of like volunteering our time picking up trash or restoring a park or something like that.
Or like we just had with the fires and the flood.
Yeah. If it costs money, however, that's when we're going to have that stockpile for Colorado that we can just go out there and say, hey, we have X amount of dollars in the Colorado fund.
So for example, that could have gone to like when we had the firefighters.
Correct.
To water to give to them.
Water, food,
whatever
anything
they needed. Yeah.
Yep. And so we got that going for us, and hopefully, hopefully that'll drive the sales a little bit and get people more interactive with KTFK and hopefully we start seeing a bunch of the Colorado and the state shirts and if you guys have a state that you want next, I have already designed a South Dakota one. But give me ideas and I'll make them.
He's obviously a South Dakota fan. We all know that.
Well, I'm from South Dakota. I guess
so,
I should have.
Besides that...
Instead of drawing a blank when you asked me about myself, I could have told you that. But.
Besides that, go ahead and submit your favorite state, and we'll probably take a poll on it just to see which state wins to get the first new shirt.
First new state shirt, yep.
And then can you elaborate a little more about a current project that is running?
Are you hinting towards the Ambassador Project?
I am.
Okay, so we chatted a little bit earlier about some stuff, but in January 2015, I'm releasing a program. I'm calling it the Ambassadors of KTFK, and basically what it is it's set up just like the House of Representatives. And so, to give you an example, Colorado would have, I think, 2 representatives. California would have 4. South Dakota would have 1. It's all based off population. And so those representatives would act as an extension of my ownership team, and they would be part of the profit pool, and it would be, some people just want to make the world better, and so that's a job, and hopefully we can turn it into a career for people to where their goal and their job is to represent KTFK in their respected states. If we're hosting events there, their job is to make sure that we, when we come into town, that things are set up. They're our go-to person for when we host events in that area. They can host events themselves. They'll be doing events with the group of KTFK followers in that state, and basically they'll be, like I said, an extension of my ownership group in that state. And so when the final breakdown, everything, the way that we set up all of our booking system, like our accounting systems, is that we can track exactly how much money comes from each state, and so the ambassadors will get a percentage of the revenue that's generated in their states.
Okay, so it's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation for everyone. It's a win-win situation because the people that are my ambassadors are going to get paid to be my ambassadors, and they're going to enjoy what they're doing. They're going to get paid well to do it, and then they're also out there. They're helping. They're hands-on. They're in charge of that area. They take it amongst themselves to be the extension of us and to really do their part to leave the world better than when we found it.
Okay, so to continue the win-win situation, earlier we talked, and you were mentioning that projects don't just have to be photo or music or anything else, but you even brought up coffee shops. If somebody wanted to run a coffee shop, that you could help them with that. And the win-win situation of the 80-20. Could you explain that to the viewers?
Yeah, so I eventually, and this is probably going to be later on in the process, but I will offer kind of a venture capitalism entrepreneur program to where if there's something that you want to do, and it's all part of our plan. So with the coffee shop that Melissa kind of hinted to, I want to start a coffee shop. And it's not just a one coffee shop type of deal. This is going to be a chain much like Starbucks. I have a lot of unique ideas and whatnot, and we'll get into that. But pertaining to the question, I'll need people to run those coffee shops. I don't want to own 100 coffee shops. I'd rather have somebody else own a coffee shop, and I'd rather have 100 of you own a coffee shop. And so what I do is I was part of a young entrepreneur program in which I was able to take over a franchise for a summer, and the way that it kind of happened, it was I paid a bunch of fees, and I kind of had to handle my own overhead, and I didn't like that setup. So my entrepreneur program setup will be I will cover all the overhead at the beginning. All you have to do is come in and be a manager. I will start with 90%. And you will start with 10%. And as we progress, we will switch to where I control only 20%, and then you can max out at 80%. But that is all of the profits of the coffee shop. I think the average Starbucks makes $1 million a year now, and so 80% of $1 million, you can kind of do your own math on that. But
that'd make you a happy camper.
But even right at the beginning, and people say, oh, you're going to release a coffee shop and it's going to be $1 million coffee shop right at the beginning. Well, it's all strategical. I'm not going to release any coffee shops tomorrow. It's going to be when we have millions of followers and millions of people that trust us and follow what we're doing and appreciate it. And so when we release these coffee shops, it's already going to have the following. And so even 10% of 300,000 is 30,000. So, I mean, $30,000 for your first year is not bad. But it's a program that's built for the entrepreneur. All the creative ideas that you want, if you want to edit if you want to edit the coffee shops, or if you want to add your own coffee in there or do anything, that's all you. You're the owner. We have a plan for you. If you want to follow it, follow it. If you don't, that's totally up to you. But there will be some branding that will have to stay constant.
So what I'm getting from that is it's not just a financial and a name support, but it's also a loyalty support, and it's a help. It's a help up. It's not just you're out there on your own to survive.
No, we're definitely there. We actually, when we started doing our community service tours, which is kind of an unknown thing it's basically why KTFK started, is I wanted to start doing tours around America because I wanted to travel, and I thought it would be cool to go, college and sell merchandise, and then I slowly started to edit that idea, and then it kind of grew into KTFK, into where my service tours wouldn't be going to colleges, they'd be going to parks and going to trails and cleaning up and just doing community service things all over the country. So let's say Monday would be in Colorado Springs, Tuesday would be in Denver, Wednesday would be in Fort Collins, Thursday would be in Nebraska.
Just kind of identifying what is needed and what you
Yeah,
can.
And so we would go in, and obviously once we start the tours and stuff, we'll hype it up. It'd be much like how an artist puts up a tour date. Our dates would be on the website, and we would encourage KTFKers to come out and join us in our restoration projects or whatever we were doing. in that state, and that's just a way for them to get hands-on and kind of get everybody involved in that community, and that's really what we're kind of trying to do.
What makes you different from other organizations that are already trying to do this? What makes you what we should do?
We only need money now. Once we get going, I will never ask anybody for another dime. I won't even have the option to donate. We want to operate as a business. We want to have that standard. We want to have that kind of that mentality, because we want to continue without finances ever being an issue. And the one way to do that is to control your own destiny and control your own business. There's all of our projects generate revenue. That revenue obviously goes to the employees of KTFK and the creators of KTFK, but it also goes to everything else. And we want to be able to fund all of our projects that help the community and help people.
So for your projects, I know that you have outside resources then besides just you.
Mm-hmm.
What are these other resources look like? How do they help?
Like other members of KTFK?
Yes.
Okay, well there's a total of 5 executives. There's me, myself, David. Well, me, myself, that's 2. Okay, so myself.
So there's 2 of him, which he does a lot of work, so there might as well be.
Yeah, I count myself as 2. But myself, my sister Kaylee, David, Jake, and Levi. And so those are the 5 executives. We kind of control everything at the top.
Do they each have a different role in the
They do. Yep. Right now we're kind of sitting on top of each other just because of the lack of stuff to do. But they all have a leg of the spider that they are to operate. And then underneath them is all the project leaders. The project leaders are people who want their dream is to do something, and that's where we put them in their position. We have a person whose dream is to work with music, and they're in charge of the music. We have a person whose dream is to be a photographer, and he's in charge of photography. And so basically, we're putting young, goal-driven people in the position to be our project leaders, so that they can create the dream project in their own image, and then we just kind of come in and help and kind of mediate a little bit. But there's 5 project leaders. And then there's 7 ambassadors already, and we keep them kind of under the wraps, and they haven't started.
Are they all here in the Colorado area?
They're not, actually. They're 7 states.
7
they're
states?
in 7 states,
So
yeah.
we at least get the states.
I could give you the states, but I think then people would immediately try to go for those states for the merchandise.
All right, that's top secret then. We're not going to tell you.
We don't want to release anybody yet, because they're going to play an important role here in a bit, and the way we do things, it's very strategical. I mean, we're here doing an interview, and we've been live for about 1 hour. So 1 hour. Well, probably 30 minutes of that was us screwing around trying to get the cameras and stuff ready. But we try to do things strategically. We've been a company technically since May is when we released to the public, and we've kind of been shush
because
when we released, we realized that we didn't have everything in order. If we would have got swamped, if KTFK would have took off, we would have not have been able to handle it. And so we kind of took a couple months to step back and create everything, and we've gotten really kind of cloak and dagger with it, because we think that we have something really good, and we're playing all of our major projects close to the vest. So like I said earlier, KTFK Music and such, they weren't even part of the original plan for KTFK. My sister actually is a musician, Lucid K, and her dream is to be a musician, so I started up a project for music. And so, and then my little brother is actually the gamer, Hugaboo. So check him out. He actually has more views on his one video than all the artists do combined. So that's kind of cool. So we'll be coming out with some content there. But basically, I needed something with substance when I released, and those are the 2 projects that I kind of handpicked out of my little stack of cards.
So it means that there's no limit to the projects or to the ideas.
No, there
If somebody
really
out
isn't.
there says, you know what, I really just want to be a farmer,
then I will set you up with a plot of land.
and you'll help them out.
Yeah, as long as that food goes to something that KTFK is all about. So
Plus, from what I'm understanding, so you would help them out, and you would supply the people to even help with the farming, whether it's sowing or harvesting.
yeah, I mean, eventually, if we got to that point, then
And
yeah,
you'd hope that a profit of that food would go back to the community.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that would be the agreement. I mean, KTFK, our best interest is the people. We want to become the status of a corporation. We want to be up there. We want to be, you know, a $1 billion company. That's our dream. But we don't want to be a $1 billion company that has $1 billion in the bank. We want to be a $1 billion company that's donated $600 million.
I like that. I like that statement.
Yeah. So we you know, we have a plan for later on in the future. I have a 40-year plan, and it's based off growth patterns, and once we start moving, you know, we'll activate that, and so we'll have a certain amount of growth that we have to get each year, just like any other business. You know, we're striving to be in the green. You know, we don't want any lateral years. We're always going to try to progress. We're always going to try to get better and grow the corporation or the company or the umbrella or whatever you want to call it. But we want to give back, and that's our main focus. And so, like I said, we have a plan for when we reach the point where we're going to have all this extra money. What do we do with it? And so, if KTFK at that point, if it had 45 employees, we'd make sure that those 45 employees got a pretty good bonus, and then they would also have the option. So let's say that one day magically we became a $1 billion company. That year we only needed. What we would do is we would break down and we would only keep what we need to survive, to sustain for 5 years at that same level. So whatever is left over after that, we would divide amongst all of our employees equally. If it's an astronomical amount, like $45,000 each, we'd probably give them about 20,000 of it as a bonus, and then that other 25,000 we require to go to a certain charity or maybe even a KTFK project.
Okay. So you said that you already have like a 40-year plan. What do you see for the next 3 years? What do you see in 3 years from now?
In 3 years, I'm hoping to be at 10 million followers.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because this year I'm sitting at, I base everything off my Facebook likes. I mean, I have probably 2,500 followers throughout all my KTFK social medias. But unfortunately, I only count the 427 on Facebook. So once we get 1,000 there, my next goal would be then 1 million, and that I'm hoping to hit in January 2016, 1 million. And then from there, I would like to, hopefully with 1 million, you know, with 1 million followers, we should be able to figure something out, some plans, and try to bump that up to 10. But yeah, I want to be 10 million. I want to be kind of gearing up for the venture capitalism, which is like the coffee shops and the farming. I don't know if that ever happens in the farming, but those top dollar projects that are going to require a little bit of extra funding. Right now, I mean, the projects that we're running now, the funding is all personally funded by us, and so we don't really, well, we want to upgrade everything. So hopefully by then, in 3 years, we've got 2 $15,000 printing presses for our merchandise. We got a full apparel line. Our music, our 3 artists for our record label are doing concerts. Hopefully in 3 years we have a total of 1,000 videos uploaded to KTFK Music by you guys. And hopefully we can say that we've donated over $1 million to charities.
That's all within 3 years. So what steps are you taking to get more of the viewers or more of the outside community to be a part of this and be involved? What steps are you taking to get there?
Well, first, I guess this interview, I'm going to share this interview with everyone, and hopefully hundreds of thousands of people see it, but you know, that's hoping.
Share with your friends.
Yep, share with your friends. But I think our projects that we're creating, we've done it to where we have the ability to reach out to people, and we have the ability to reach out to followers, and then give them an opportunity to do something. And so hopefully, by giving everyone an opportunity, we can kind of get a few talented people to get with us and that have their own fans and following, and we can slowly start growing. And I mean, friends and family, I did some math, and if everybody had an average of 500 Facebook friends, and all 500 of those people shared our name and invited their whole friends list, I mean, you could be looking at, depending on what the success rate of the people that actually liked it versus just ignoring it, you could get 25,000 followers, pretty easily. And so it's all a matter of kind of how we handle ourselves, how we present ourselves. But after this video is released, we do have plans going forward to get out there and help. Every 250 likes on our Facebook page, we'll go out and we'll pick a street and we'll shovel all day. We'll shovel.
So after 250.
After every 250. So this one's gonna be, I guess once we reach 500, it'll start again. So once it reaches 500, it'll start. And then
let it snow. Bring on the snow.
Let it snow. So then once it hits 750, then me and the KTFK executives that live in Colorado, we will pick a street, and you can even tell us a street. We'll go out there and
submit your street and get your friends to like it.
And we will we'll shovel snow all day. We will just keep going. We'll jump streets. We don't care. So
you said after every 250.
Yeah.
So come summertime, what are you gonna do besides shovel snow?
Mow lawns.
Lawns it is, huh?
We'll do something. We'll trim your trees. We'll trim your bush. I mean, we'll find a reason to get people to like us. And we're not afraid of hard work. We're building this from the ground up. We don't really have any major sponsors or anybody that's picking us up, and we're just kind of doing this all on our own. So we're willing to do whatever it takes. We'll make a fool out of ourselves. We'll all make a fool out of myself. So I'll
He's wearing a gorilla suit, he said.
I'll wear a gorilla suit, and I'll run around the mall, and I'll hug little children and do whatever it takes. I don't care.
So really quickly, for those of you that might have joined late or just now joining, can you give us one more time all the points of contact? So
all the points of contact.
Tell me the webpage, tell me the contacts.
Yeah, ktfk.co, not .com. That's the website. Facebook is Facebook /it's KTFK.
Is that one word?
Yeah,
okay.
ITS lowercase and then capital KTFK. Twitter is it's KTFK, same as same as Facebook, and then Instagram is KTFK Pics. And so those are my 4 points of contact. I'm pretty sure.
He's pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
But submit your ideas, submit your project ideas, or even if you see something in the community that's needed. If you see that somebody's just needing help and they're struggling a little bit, our group can help. So let us know, and we're there. And if you want to join and help us out with helping other people, let us know that too. Really quickly, just one other thing. You said the bracelet had a really good story.
Yeah, I have a couple things that have a good story, but the bracelet, it's supposed to look like clouds if you turn it inside out and you do this. Okay, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but if you turn it, it's supposed to look like clouds. And the symbolic meaning of these is it's the head in the clouds bands, or the reach for the sky. And so it's really KTFK is all about following your dreams and doing whatever it takes to get there. And so we.
How much is one of those?
$1, and actually with shipping, I believe on the merchandise page it comes to $1.50.
Yes, so, I am guilty.
Yeah.
Let's rock them and let's get sport out to the community and let's help each other, because the world needs help and the world needs a little more of us doing it.
Yep, exactly. And another thing is the KTFK wristbands. For the merchandise, I'm only going to order so many of every kind, so it's going to be kind of a collector's item. I'm gonna have red ones and black ones and more. I'm gonna probably do another shipment of these just because they're my first ones. But I'll have multiple colors and they'll have multiple meanings and hopefully hopefully someday soon when we start releasing all of our merchandise for our artists and our gamers and our the people that are affiliated with our projects, hopefully they get some of their own merchandise as well.
So tune into those locations, and if you have any questions or suggestions or ideas, we'd love to hear them. Is there anything else you'd like to leave them with?
I'd like to ask myself one question, and then in the videos that we upload to Facebook and KTFK.co and all that stuff, it unfortunately won't be able to be on the live stream, but all the people affiliated with KTFK will have their own answer to this. And but the question is, what does KTFK mean to me? And KTFK to me means hope, and it means that there's people out there that are willing to sacrifice their time to make somebody else's time better. And I think once we start getting an influx of those kind of people, you'll start to see the attitude of society change and kind of how we treat each other. We're all human beings. We're all here for a purpose. We're all here completely capable to do whatever we want, but let's be respectful of each other, and that's what KTFK is.
Hey everyone, it's Jake McMeans, marketing guy for KTFK, or as we know it, Keep Trying to Fail Your Kid. Just here to let you know what KTFK means to me. KTFK means to me just like a shine of hope in this world full of despair and bad news. KTFK can be your shining light to lift you up and help you succeed, because we live in America, and America is the place where you can be what you want to be. All you have to do is keep trying after you fail. Thanks, guys.
Guys, how's everybody doing? The question out there is, what does KTFK mean to me? I think it means giving people opportunities that they never thought possible, and helping out your community in ways that they didn't think was possible, and maybe surprising yourself through this Keep Trying to Fail Your Kids organization. So I don't know, I love it. I think it's going to do wonderful things for the world, and I hope people believe in it as well. So that's what it means to me. The ability to give people opportunities they never thought possible, and get their names out there and having people see their stuff.
Alright, so what is KTFK to me? KTFK to me is the idea of leaving things better than we found them. Of seeing somebody working hard to do something and wanting to help them rather than make fun of them or criticize them. KTFK is about being a good person.
I'm here to answer what is KTFK to me. And to me, KTFK is like a stage. You know, if I can get my life turned around for the better and moving in a positive direction, why can't I help the world do the same thing? And with the right mindset, we can do something that's crazy as change the entire world.
What up, y'all? It's good old TY out here in Virginia. Just chilling. Having a lovely time, of course. Somebody asked me what KTFK meant to me. And personally, here's what it means. When I get knocked down, I get my ass back up. Okay? And when I knock somebody down, I help them up. Because that's what KTFK means to me. It's a good old TY. Signing off. I'll catch y'all later.
What does KTFK mean to me? KTFK is a movement that is helping people understand their potential. And with understanding our potential, we can build off of what we have. We can, open new doors, open new opportunities in more positive manners, and take advantage of life in a more positive way. And, we can, from there, help rebuild society. Everybody has failures in their life. We acknowledge that. But we also acknowledge